is the most hilarious thing in the world. He's just sitting there going. Hey, it's the VGBits Bitcast. This week, we are kind of short on people. It's two. I'm the only person in studio today.
TJ couldn't make it.
TJ is remote right now, but it's okay. He is still able to join us. Today is January 1st, 2018.
It's the very first podcast.
It's the first podcast of the new year. Hey, happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, here we go. It wasn't expected that the episode 14 would be the new podcast of the year, but it ended up that way with family coming in and everybody's schedule, so it just so happens that it got pushed to next year, so here we are.
Yay.
Ooh, I'm hitting stuff already. It's starting off great.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. I'll tell you what has changed, though. There is something new right now. And if you haven't noticed, go check out the channel right now. Today, January 1st, we just launched a new series.
Yay.
Phase Plays. Curtis has finally got the opportunity to sit down and put his new recording setup to use. So now you can expect to see all the phase plays come through. Right now, the first series is going to be Thimbleweed Park, which I have seen it. It is good, and I enjoy it. So, check it out. You'll see phase plays Fridays. Then you will have 8-bit challenges Saturdays. And Sunday, of course, is podcast day.
Monday or Tuesday or whenever.
or Monday or Tuesday, whenever I have the opportunity to edit and upload. Like today, being late. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you will have
No, it's not your fault. I mean, it's everybody's fault. We all screwed the pooch. Holidays are terrible.
Holidays make things difficult, but yet we still here on New Year's Day. So how was your New Year's Eve?
Oh boy, it sucked.
I could assume being out on remote.
Yeah, I was supposed to be home Friday or Saturday morning, and Wyoming, 60-mile winds. They're like, nobody's going anywhere. You'll just stay here for 3 days. So I spent a long time up there, and then slowly making my way back to Texas.
Hooray! Maybe next week we will be back into a little bit of normalcy. But
I hope so.
But until then, at least we have you, and we have you remotely. Yeah. So we can actually have a podcast today.
Yay.
So I guess, how about we talk about what we've played this week?
Yeah, man. You said you played some new things. I've played some new things. Finally, I've played some new things.
Yes, we've played new games. It's amazing. Yes.
We're not going to talk about Breath of the Wild for once.
I also played Breath of the Wild this week.
I did. I actually, I played it. I got bored playing one game that I was playing, and I was like, I'm going to play Breath of the Wild. And I started up. I was like, I'm not playing Breath of the Wild. I put it back down. I'll kick things off. So, okay.
Steam sale's going on right now. So I took the opportunity to go and I bought Hollow Knight.
Good game, I hear.
And I've been playing Hollow Knight. Now, my first impressions of Hollow Knight are, it's okay. I mean, it's not blowing me away. I thought I would enjoy it a lot more, but I'm kind of the game lacks a little bit direction, especially early on early in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, go down in the hole and do the thing. And I'm like, where's this hole that you speak of to go in and do this thing? So, I mean, I enjoy the physics of the game feel good. The combat feels good. I like the art style. There's a lot of positive things, but it's just I want a little bit more direction. I know it's supposed to be a Metroidvania game, but I just want a little bit more behind it. So it makes it a little difficult. So
I can see that.
Yeah. The characters are nice and it's interesting. They're all bugs and stuff, which is a little weird.
Really?
Yeah, they're all bugs. So
I'm immediately turned off.
Yeah.
I have a bug phobia, like anything with an exoskeleton. I'm not a fan of.
They are all exoskeletons. So
Gross.
It's okay. I will continue to play it and to see how far and I get and what I like about it, but outside of it's okay. That's all. I mean, it's nothing blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's sad because I had really high expectations for this because I was like Hollow Knight. Oh, this sounds like a really great game, and then I'm coming in like meh. So I'm waiting for something to blow me.
It had a lot. It felt like it had a lot of hype behind it back when it came out.
It did.
Or I might be thinking of Shovel Knight, but I think they're both about the same.
Well, it did have. I mean, there was a lot of people that were sitting there like, "Oh man, Hollow Knight's so cool, so great." I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to take the opportunity to play it.
Yeah.
Meh. If I could give it a rating of 1 to 5, it'd be meh.
It's like I'm not having the worst time, but I could be doing something more fun.
Yeah, which is kind of one of the things I'm doing right now. Is I'm playing the other game that I played this week, Night in the Woods.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Now, Night in the Woods is a great game. It's more like your point and click adventure game. Your character is a college sophomore who has returned home because her granddad has died.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I really don't want to spoil a whole lot of the story behind it, but there's a nifty thing you can do if you have a controller hooked up, which I'm doing right now. It makes it look like your character's moonwalking.
Awesome.
So that's what I like doing in the game now when I travel is I just moonwalk everywhere I go.
You look so sad, but that's a sick moonwalk.
I kind of like all the things that they got. I like the characters, what's the word I'm looking for? The theme of the game, the whole ambience of the game, I really enjoy. There's a lot of vivid colors at times, and then there's a lot of like pale color stuff that doesn't pop, but it's intentional.
Right.
So it just kind of sets a mood. So characters, theme, I mean everything behind this game I am super enjoying. So there's nothing, I have no complaints against it. I would say I think it was on sale during the Steam summer sale or winter sale, so it's definitely worth a pickup.
Yeah. Very cool. Anything else?
Lastly, I not to beat a dead horse, but I played more Breath of the Wild. I did more armor hunting from the DLC.
Okay.
Now, the pretty much all the armor in the DLC is super easy to get, with the exception of the Royal Soldier gear. This is kind of this is more or less the impressive. Oh, I got to do all the things to get the armor. So you got to run inside Hyrule Castle to get the royal armor. And you can also pick up a royal sword while you're in there and a royal shield if you find it. So you can just like have the full regalia.
Yeah.
Which really makes it tie in all together. The costume is superb. I really love it. But it's a little difficult because you got to be inside the castle, and they've kind of hid this shit pretty good inside the castle. Walkthroughs weren't super helpful. They were like, here, you need to go here and go left and go right. And I'm like, I'm lost already. Give me pictures. There's no pictures.
Oh, shit.
What happened? Uh-oh.
My phone.
Yay! If you're noticing now, he is now in a vertical view, and now he's horizontal. This is the magic of the internet. Boo.
Gay phones. Also, at Discord, please fix the timeout issue. I've noticed that with a lot of walkthroughs, like for Breath of the Wild, it's like I'm looking for shrines or anything, and it's like, go here and then go west, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, I just head off in that direction and hope I find it.
Like, well, maybe I'll come across something soon.
Yeah.
So that I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I've played or touched this weekend. I played a little bit more Golf Story. I played about an hour of Golf Story, and I'm at the second course now with the
awesome.
tar pits and everything. I was doing all the little challenges around there, and I beat the Wii Links on it, but I have not been able to do the challenge that I set out to the course to do yet. So.
Yeah.
I gotta find a shovel.
Someone has the shovel.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I played Golf Story.
So,
but I did beat the second course. I'm like halfway through the third course.
Trying to think. I think that's really it. I mean, I played more Mario Odyssey as well. I got to the Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, the 500 stars?
Not the 500. This is the 250.
Oh, okay.
So that was something else.
Yeah, did you do any of it?
I did the first battle, and trying to fight those bosses in low grav sucks.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I don't want to do this in low grav, guys.
Yeah. It's cool to edit that though.
Yeah, it is neat. It's all the second. It's the second round of boss fights that you get. Damn it, jump up! It's the second level of second round of boss fights, but on the low grav on the moon. So does not make it easy.
No, it was fun though. I did the first boss and then I stopped playing and then I came back and it reset. Or I think I died. And it reset me all the way to the bottom. I was like, no! And then I quit playing.
You're like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah. It's like, I have Breath of the Wild now. I don't need you.
All right, man. So, you said you've been playing a couple new games this week. So, what have you been playing?
Yeah. So, I picked up Never Stop Sneaking, I think last weekend after the last podcast. And it's by Humble Hearts that made Dust and Elysian Tale, which is a really great game. If you haven't played it, you totally should. That came out for like the Xbox 360, but Never Stop Sneaking is like a Metal Gear Solid parody almost. I wouldn't call it a parody. It's more like a lighthearted homage to like Metal Gear Solid 1. The graphics looks like straight out of PS1, Nintendo 64, and it's top-down style. So you know you can basically see over the walls and everything, and you see all the guards have the cone of vision like they did in Metal Gear Solid. And basically, like, you don't do anything. Like, you just control with one joystick, and that's it. And you just run up to dudes, and you'll hit them with the sword, or if they see you and you have bullets, you'll shoot them. If a camera or a turret sees you, you use EMP. And if you don't have bullets, you have smoke grenades. And then there's tons and tons and tons of perks that you unlock. And the game is way bigger than I thought it was.
Oh, really?
Like, it's a little repetitive. It's just so long. And the levels don't change. I mean, the layouts change. It's kind of like randomized. But like, it starts you out and you do 3 sets on the first floor. Then you make your way a little bit. And it's like, oh, now you have access to the second floor. So now you do 3 sets first floor, 3 sets second floor, and there's a boss at the end of each floor. And I think there's maybe 5 different bosses, and you fight them over and over and over and over. And the only thing that changes is the amount of things that you can attack and that just obstacles in your way. And it's fun. Like, it gets a little repetitive, but with all the perks that you get, like, there's stuff you pick up that'll make you invisible if you stand still. There's basically the before I go into explaining the perks, there's a currency you pick up as you go through levels, called Espionage, and it's just scattered throughout. You hack computers, and it gives you more. You find packages, and it'll multiply the espionage that you get at the end of the level, stuff like that. And perks, when you shoot someone, they'll explode espionage, so you get more espionage. You sneeze espionage, so you pick up espionage that way. It's a very creative game, and the dialogue is probably the best part. Just it's very funny. It's very well written. It just gets a little repetitive. It should be played like 20 minutes at a time, like you're on lunch. Bang out a couple levels and then go on about your day. It's very much a Switch title, not something you should sit down and play for 6 hours straight. Which I did.
I know you were telling me that at one point some of the levels you just got so bored that you started just trying to speed run them as fast as possible.
Yeah, because I it wasn't that I was bored, as I was trying to because every kill will give you a multiplier on your espionage. So in my head, run through, kill everyone, then go back and collect all the stuff while you have moderately high espionage. But the higher it gets, the faster it drops down. So you end up, leaving the level at 0 multiplier. But I've perfected my way now to where I run through and kill everyone as fast as I can while also collecting all the, hacking all the computers and doing everything. It's a balance. It's finding ways to make the game fun for you, which I just some levels I have a full clip, so I just run through and just shoot everyone. Good time. Performance wise, not so great sometimes, because you get to where you're killing so many people and they explode espionage, which is tons of particle effects when you're knocking out tons of dudes and you have a ton of other stuff on screen. It slows the game down quite a lot. Yeah, it's rough on the Switch when you start killing tons of dudes. But it's not bad. It's noticeable. It's definitely kind of annoying, but it doesn't really hurt the game too much.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And probably my favorite thing about it, if you've played Dust, they've included the character Dust from Dust.
Ooh.
And he's awesome. He's probably the best made model, because you can unlock a bunch of different agents, basically reskins. I mean, you can even play as a helicopter, which kind of cracked me up. And there's a bunch of different weapons. Yeah, an attack helicopter. So, if you identify sexually as an attack helicopter, that's there for you. But there's also a bunch of different weapons. Like, you have your sword and a pistol, and then as you go through, it'll give you more. Like, there's one, probably one that made me laugh the most was just 2 bananas.
2 bananas?
You got 1 big banana and then 1 little banana. You just run around bananas. Good time. The skins don't affect the the effects or anything. It's just you run around with balloon animal weapons, or there's a couple you can run with wrenches. It's just fun little stuff. It kind of throws back to like back when you played like older games for the Nintendo 64, how it just had like tons of weird shit that you could unlock to make the game a little more fun. But I like it a lot. It's a fun game. If you like Metal Gear Solid, if you like the writing from Dust, it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It makes me laugh. Actually, I have a lot of screenshots just from the jokes. They're a good time. And just last night, I picked up actually 3 games. I only played 1. Steam World Dig. What's it called? Hold on. I forget. Steam World Dig 2.
Yeah. Why have I heard... okay, I've heard a little bit about this, but not a whole lot, so...
Yeah, I haven't played much of it. I played probably an hour of it last night, and then probably another hour this morning. But it's basically like if Metroidvania meets Dig Dug. So you pretty much go through. You got to make your way down in these mines, attacking dudes. You find stuff to basically level yourself up. You got to collect minerals, run back to town, sell the minerals, upgrade your stuff. All the while you have a lamp, which you have to keep going back to town to refill anyways. but like I haven't got into it much. I know you're trying to find a dude, which I think was from the first one, Rusty. So you're trying to find him as a different character. It's fun. Oh, damn it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We went sideways again.
Sorry.
This will
be a good way to tell how long. It's just going to be every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes, you will see that suddenly he turns sideways.
Rotate. Rotate. Thank you.
It is magic.
Yeah. But yeah, SteamWorld Dig 2 is pretty fun. The controls feel really well. Just everything about it is really nice. The art design. There's no voice acting. There's just wobble, wobble, wobble. That's the voice actor.
Simish or Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Just with robots. I also picked up a game called Frederick. Hold on, what is this? It's Frederick Resurrection of Music, I think. Yeah, it's not great. It came out on the Wii U. It's a rhythm game, and I like rhythm games a lot. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun, something to play just being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much going on. The music's not that great. Some people might like it, but I definitely did not. And I also picked up Disgaea 5 for the Switch. I haven't played it yet, but bought that because I love Disgaea.
I didn't know Disgaea was available on the Switch.
Yeah, apparently this one is. It's everything that was in the PS4 versions in this one.
Huh. I just ran through the Switch's library just the other day looking at games that's available, so that's kind of surprising. I must have missed it.
I think it just came out yesterday. Maybe. I might be wrong. Maybe. I'm probably wrong. I'm going to say I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Very likely. But yeah, that's all I've played. Quiet you.
Well, I guess it's going to be it for the games that we've played this week.
Yeah. Feels empty without 7 other people here.
I know. It's almost as if we had multiple people at some point when we were doing this instead of going back to just 2. But let me run away from my mom in this game right quick. Moonwalk out of the game.
We run away from my mom. No, Mom, leave me alone.
No, I just want to go. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, well, how about we talk about the news then?
Okay, I know it's going to be a short list.
There's been nothing going on in the news.
Not a ton. There's some stuff that I read about. One thing that I kind of always want to talk about, it's kind of like cyberbullying, which anyone in the gaming knows that swatting is fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't remember. It was a while back, not too long ago. 2 people got into it over Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. It was like $1.50. It was over $1.50, and someone had given the address of who they thought was this dude. SWAT goes to his house and shoots this dude in the head.
Yeah, he opened the door and they opened fire on him.
Well, no, they'd opened the door and he was doing what they told. I guess he reached for his waistband.
Yeah.
Probably pulling up his pants because if you're a guy like me and you go to get down in the ground, you don't want your ass crack hanging out, so you just unconsciously pull up your pants. That's probably what he was doing, and they ended up shooting him. And I don't even think this was the dude that was involved in a Call of Duty. If I read the article right, it wasn't even that guy. It was just some dude, and they'd given that guy's address. So it was super fucked up. They arrested one dude involved in it.
Yeah.
So at least they got that guy over that. I don't think kids realize that. It's like, oh, they'll go in there and they'll arrest him, and then it'll be fucked up. But a lot of people have died from swatting.
Yep.
I mean, if say someone swatted us, we got 5 dogs in that house. And none of them like anyone beating on the door, so that's not going to go good.
That is very true.
If if it's me or you, we can't hear the door if we have our headphones on. So next thing you know, SWAT's banging down the door and they're fucking. That's a mess. You know, it's something I don't think people really pay attention to or think about, and it's if you're gonna do something to someone, imagine what it would be like if they did it to you, and and then don't. That's really fucked up. But in other news, there was something else. Everything is on my phone. I can't really look at it. Like I didn't think I was like I'm gonna save this, and and then I didn't think about that. But man, what was the other thing? Vermintide. Oh yeah, a couple things. Vermintide. If Warhammer. Vermintide. Yeah, I can't remember. It's Left 4 Dead, but with Warhammer, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. They just hit 2 million sales.
Vermintide did?
Yeah, which is surprising to me because like I don't know anyone else that plays it.
I was gonna say there really hasn't been a whole lot about Vermintide in any of the news or anything like, hey, this is a game, or any like popular Let's Play folk. Never really see that. So
and that sucks because it's so good. Like it's literally Left 4 Dead, just Warhammer. I mean, it's got a lot of the same bosses, just Warhammer-esque. But they're getting the sequel is coming out early next year, or I guess early this year now, and they're getting DLC, another DLC before then. I think not too long from now. So that'd be really cool. And I really like it. It's just I don't know anybody else that plays it. Like Michael was like, we should play Vermintide. So I got it, and then we never played Vermintide. I've played it a bunch, but like I think he played it one time with me, and that was it.
I could never bring myself to play Vermintide. I've watched it and I've seen it. It's just like, this doesn't really appeal to me.
Well, I mean, did you like Left 4 Dead?
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's Left 4 Dead just with rat monsters.
It wasn't really my thing.
Zombies. Yeah. And also PUBG somehow hit 3 billion concurrent players.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, we just talked about like a month or two ago where they hit 2 million.
That's a lot of people.
That's so many people. I figured it would plateau around like 2.5, but it just keep on going. Also, I don't know if we talked about the 1.0 going live.
We briefly touched on it.
Yeah.
Seems like folks are super happy about it.
Yeah, it looks super good. It's so good.
I still haven't played it yet.
I know, we were going to play it the other day, and then you had to do adult stuff.
Yeah, I had to go adulting and cut up cardboard boxes for 2 hours.
I should have helped, but I didn't.
You're like, I'm going to play some PUBG. Or no, actually, you played Fortnite.
Yeah, we played a little bit of PUBG, and then we went to Fortnite, and then...
Well, we talk about Fortnite for a minute here.
Yeah.
Their Battle Royale.
It's good. It's very different. Like, if you go in thinking this is going to be PUBG, I'm going to play this like PUBG, you're not going to have a good time. Because it doesn't play like PUBG at all. Like, the crafting element is very important to it, and if you refuse to use it, you're going to get owned, which I did a lot. It wasn't good. But a lot of it's just figuring out the game, and it's a steeper learning curve, because PUBG, you go in, it's find gun, shoot guy. And in Fortnite, it's find gun, get crafting material, build walls, shoot guy's wall, find a way around, use the walls to climb over guy's wall, shoot guy. And then there's a dude who has an RPG that just shoots your wall and you. Blows everything up. And it's fun. It's very fast. It's way more fast-paced than PUBG. Which is good, because you die often. So you're just right back in, less than a minute, you're back in the next match. Which is nice. I haven't played the main game, but they've, for whatever it's saying, to incentivize people to play to actually spend money on their game, they made it where you go through and you can get currency to unlock costumes and stuff for the battle royale mode, which is nice. But I I'm with a lot of people that I'm kind of tired of zombies. I don't want to deal with them.
Yeah, it's it's been overplayed way too much.
Yeah.
Just about every single game seems to have a zombie mode, at least if it's a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of got their fill of zombies with, shoot, I guess even Left 4 Dead. That was kind of the high point, and then began the low point of zombies at that point.
Yeah. Left 4 Dead, and then like Call of Duty. And
Call of Duty is I was done with zombies by the time Call of Duty was like, let's have zombie modes. I was like, I don't know.
I think.
No.
Yeah, between Xbox and PC, I'd probably put in a few hundred hours of Left 4 Dead, and I was like, yeah, I don't need zombies in my life anymore. I like the idea, I don't. It's played, it's done for me. Make them robots. I'll fight robots. I don't care.
Kind of like Team Fortress 2 in their robot mode.
Yeah, but that's Team Fortress 2, and then you have to have hats. The game's not any fun.
The game is nothing but hats.
Yeah. Now it's just trade simulator with guns. I used to play a lot of Team Fortress. Love that game.
I tell you what, I just thought about this. I here recently the Grand Theft Auto 5, and this is kind of something that I played that I forgot about mentioning. Grand Theft Auto 5 put out the Red Dead Redemption 2 add-in to the online component, where you can get the revolver, the double action revolver, and then 250,000 if you put in enough headshots.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I spent, let's see, I want to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 hours doing all of that.
Oh wow.
It was kind of fun to go around looking for the double action revolver. My issue was I have such a low level on GTA Online for the PC version that I don't really have a lot of vehicles.
Oh yeah.
So trying to go out and gather up all these clues, I had to hoof it on foot a lot of times. That was bad. There's a lot of instances where I was like, okay, so I guess I'm walking all this way now. But once I got the gun, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the worst.
Once I got the gun, that's a nice gun.
Yeah.
It took me 150 bullets to get 50 headshots. Because goddamn, the way they've set that game up. Anytime you sit there and you go, I'm gonna point my gun at this guy when he's not even gonna notice. Oh, now he's running away. What shit? Oh, damn it! Every time you put that little damn dot gets so close to the backside of his head, they run off.
Yeah.
So you're sniping with a damn double action revolver. I just sat there in the distance going, I think that's a headshot. Boo! Well, he fell down, so maybe it was a headshot.
Awesome. I always find it's easier to just shoot them in the cars. They're driving up to you, just flat.
I did that from the roof of a building. I climbed up on top of a building and I just looked down and I was like, pow, pow, pow. And then I'd have a bunch of police come after me, so I would hide and wait till it cooled down. Then I get back out there and start shooting people again.
That's awesome. I still haven't done it. I should. It's just, I started to, and then it's like, everybody's like, it's going to take you like 2 hours. I'm like, I don't have time for that. And then I went and did it.
The 250,000 was definitely helpful for the fact that I didn't have any money in the game at the time. Of course, well, I mean, we did some Doomsday Heist missions on Cody's stream. So that shot me up a whole lot. So now I'm back. I'm about over $500,000 now. So I'm still a ways away from any type of apartment or garage that's going to be decent.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there at least. We need to play more GTA 5 online.
Yeah, whenever I come home, we'll have to set more time to knock out a couple more heists. get our money way up.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good plan. But sorry to detract. I just thought about that. I was like, oh yeah, I did GTA 5's their downloadable content. The kind of little thread of the story was pretty good, but the location, finding those clues hard as hell sometimes. Especially with the snow, because you're trying to find a white piece of paper in a damn snow field. Whoever thought that was a damn good idea, the hell.
It's funny.
Could not find it. Spent a lot of time looking for that stupid note. And I was like, I know where it is. I see in the picture. This is the location that I'm at. You look online, people are like, oh yeah, you just match the picture up with where you're standing, and then you look there, and then you look down, and that's where the note is. I was like, okay. Let me go stand there, match the picture up. Yeah, that looks about right. All right, let me look on the ground now and see if I can find it. I don't see the note.
There's 4 feet of snow down here. Great.
Yeah. The guy sitting there going, swamp, 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 up to his knees in snow, trying to high step it through. I'm like, I don't see the note anywhere on the ground. So I hop down and I run over to the island, because this was out in the middle of BFE in the island. And the note was not even anywhere near where these guys were like saying, if you look at your picture and line it up and then look down, it's there. No, it's not. No. Newsflash.
In that area.
It was out on the damn island behind a rock.
It's funny.
So, of course, I've been all over the damn island too, just running around on the island going, I can't find the damn paper. Where's the paper?
Yeah. I need to do it. I have the DeLorean, which will make everything easier.
Yeah, that'll speed things up a lot. I could steal a pretzel? I'm not going to steal a pretzel.
Steal a pretzel. Dip it in cheese.
But
So
we just in the game we just talked about me being a thief in the past, so I don't think I'll steal a pretzel.
I can't help myself.
The character's like, once a thief, always a thief, and I'm like, pretzel?
I need this. This is crucial to my life. I'm taking this.
Little hand goes up and just like grabs something, goes tick, and then pulls it down. And I'm like, I need a pretzel.
Yeah, man, that's slow news week.
It is so. There is just nothing going on. Everybody's talking about their game of the year right now, which we did ours a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Ray Breath of the Wild.
Which Cody is mad at me about.
Oh, really?
Because he played a game called Hellblade.
Yes.
I think it's Hellblade.
Yeah, it's Hellblade. Seneca's story or something.
Senna or something. Yeah, something like that. Sacrifice. Her sacrifice or whatever her name is. But
look it up right quick.
I caught the end of his stream at the end of the game, and it looked super, super emotional and really good. And he's like, did none of you play this? You guys should have played this. I'm like, I never even heard of it. He's like, this is way better than anything that you guys mentioned. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Then it was Sacrifice.
There you go.
SENUA''S. Now I had watched some of his stream when he did his first playthrough, because he played it twice and he had missed some of the rune story stuff. It did look interesting and neat, but I hadn't heard about this at all. Not at all.
I'd heard a couple people mention it like in passing, but no one was like, this is the best game ever. But like, I watched it and I was like, I could never play this on stream because I'll bawl like a baby.
It seemed neat. I mean, there's a lot of story behind it, it seemed, but never really played it, so I don't know if it would still won Game of the Year.
Probably not Game of the Year, but it definitely would have got mentioned.
There would be mention. I think what we're going to have to do is maybe next year, when we have a lot more games that we have had an opportunity to play, is expand some of our categories from just Game of the Year, and just kind of add a few things into it. So
we got to play more games though throughout the year.
I know therein lies the problem. being an adult and then also playing more games and holding a job down. It's more difficult than you think.
Yeah. It sucks. Especially, like for me, when I'm only home on the weekend, if I'm home on the weekend. And then, I got uninstalled Overwatch, which feels great. It's a little hard to deal with. Like I'm having withdrawals. Like I need to unsubscribe from the Overwatch subreddit and then unsubscribe from Overwatch's Twitter because apparently there's a new hero coming out.
Already?
I was like, oh, I can't wait. Yeah. I mean, it's not coming out soon, but they've started mentioning or talking about it.
But didn't they just like put Moira in the game back in October?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be a few months before the new character comes out. If the rumors are true, like these aren't even. It's not even that I've heard from Overwatch. It's just I've heard from people talking about other. Someone heard that someone heard, basically.
Oh, someone heard.
Unconfirmed. I'm spreading rumors right now.
Yay! We like to spread rumors.
Yeah.
Unsubstantiated rumors.
Yeah. Like I haven't heard anything from Blizzard or Overwatch about the new characters. I've heard people talking of a new hero, and I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Stop making new people. But it's hard. Like I had installed it, and then like I was sitting, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, and then I opened up the Blizzard launcher. I was like, oh yeah, I uninstalled you.
You did good.
Rough.
You did good. Stay the course. The toxicity
it's so hard though.
The toxicity will not affect you.
I miss playing the game. I was good. I was so good. I wasn't that great.
It just goes again. It goes downhill with it. You're like it's great. It's great. It's good. It's good. Nah, it sucked. Like expectations, reality.
I'm really good at this game. I am not good.
I can destroy them all. No, I can't. Oh.
Yeah, that's
Greg has got to be my favorite character in Night in the Woods right now. Dude is just like on screen and he's jiggling and waving his arms up and down because the protagonist character just showed up. It's the most hilarious thing in the world. He's just sitting there going. Guess I know what the intro to the podcast is this week.
Oh man.
I can't. I don't know. I won't go back to Overwatch myself. I won't touch it. I wasted $60 on that game.
I don't think I wasted any money on it.
I mean,
I wasted money on it.
You don't think you wasted money on it, but you wasted money on it.
I did. I shouldn't have bought loot boxes. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Overwatch is giving people 5 loot boxes if they log in before January 1st." I'm like, "Oh, who gives a shit?" Ooh, 5 loot boxes.
You're like, I bought loot boxes.
Many.
We were part of the Blizzard problem because I bought card packs for Hearthstone like they were going out of business.
Yeah.
I personally funded somebody's day at work.
It was time well spent. For me, at least.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got your money's worth out of Hearthstone, out of Overwatch. I did not get my money's worth out of Overwatch.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, I did the same with Hearthstone, but Hearthstone was free.
It was.
I didn't waste any money there.
Only I waste money on Hearthstone because it's a card game, a children's card game.
If there were physical cards, I would have been right there with you.
If there were physical cards, we'd probably be playing a lot more Hearthstone.
Yeah. Back when we used to play, man. Good times playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I still don't know what happened to my cards. Like, I moved like 3 times and they just fucking vanished.
It's the same thing that happened to me. I don't know where mine's disappeared to, but somebody somewhere has a whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're like, oh, look at this.
This is a sick deck this guy made.
It sucks, except when it doesn't.
It's pretty much all my decks. You had to hit the right sequence of events and they were just garbage decks. If you have Firebat Guy, and have Firebat Guy and Firebat Guy, all of them stack. It was such a fun game.
Yeah, I can't argue. It was really fun to play.
Yeah.
I remember trying to get into Magic, and I could never get into Magic the Gathering. It just felt too complicated for me, and now I'm probably certain it's way too complicated for me.
I made several attempts to get into Magic, like way back when I lived in Chicago. Friends were into Magic, and I tried, and I didn't. I tried it, and when I moved back to Texas, it's never been a game that I could get into. I enjoy watching other people play it, but it's not something I enjoy playing.
Oh shit! There's a rhythm section in this game.
Oh yeah.
I suck. I suck at the rhythm section. I played a song inside the bedroom, and I was like, "Hey, I'm sucking real hard right now." I just didn't want to say anything on the podcast to bring attention to it, but all you viewers know.
We're all watching like, oh god, he's just ruining this whole section here.
Like, look at him trying to talk and play a rhythm game at the same time.
It's not something anybody can do.
No, it's not. And now that I brought attention to it, I started screwing up.
Oh man.
Everybody's staring at me in the game. It's so sad. It's like real life.
You're in the bedroom playing music and everyone's in there watching?
No, I'm not in the bedroom. I'm actually on the stage playing with a bunch of bandmates from the past right now. Oh, shit. It's still a great game, even though there's rhythm sections in it.
What, rhythm's the best. Rhythm games, I love them. It's so good.
Dude, rhythm games came and gone with DDR for me.
What now?
Yes.
There was I was always too out of shape to be playing DDR.
Well, so was I.
Like I was okay until like Michael would be like, "I'm gonna play too," and I'm like, "You get the hell out of here, freaking speed dancer."
I enjoyed DDR. I hadn't, the only shape that I've ever been in is round in my life. So trying to play DDR as a big guy is not the best thing in the world, but
yeah.
It wasn't bad. I had a few songs that I enjoyed, but still, after a while, shin splints are a thing, man. Yeah. I remember we went and did DDR not too terribly long ago.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, your shoes were not for DDR.
No, they were not. And all I could do was sit there and go, "Oh, it hurt," and just moan like a little kid. It was a bad choice, but at least we were playing games that day. You know what? Speaking of that, I am just gonna derail everything that we were talking about. At that Dave and Buster's, they had that that light game that you would sit there and slap the buttons.
Yeah.
Courtney and I totally went back again not too terribly long ago. And I set the high score on that thing.
Nice.
I was like, I go through and I just slap everything, and I was like, yes, I've set the high score. We sat down to eat. Some son of a bitch comes up behind me and sets the high score right on top of it. By 2 lights. I was
what
like,
a dick.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I've got to reclaim my high score, and I couldn't do it again.
He was probably doing the same thing. He set the high score, and then he sat down, and you come over there, and you beat it, and he's like, I don't think so.
Like, not today.
That's funny.
Arcade games. What is wrong with arcade games nowadays? They're all phone games.
Yeah, they are. It's like, here's a big 40-inch monitor, and you can play Fruit Ninja. And I'm like, I don't want to play Fruit Ninja.
Really?
Give me Soul Calibur, Tekken, or time splitters, and
it's-
time cop.
It's so damn true. Everything is now. You get the doodle jump thing where you just move the little knob back and forth to
God.
jump the guy. I just look at this and I'm like, do they have just like a Nexus hooked up back there and they're playing Android?
I think that's pretty much just like it's just screen sharing to the bigger monitor.
It's frustrating to sit there and see.
Yeah.
Like here's video games, but it's phone games. Everything phone games.
Yeah. I think to be fair, arcades were kind of struggling because nobody went to arcades anymore, and I think they looked at what are kids playing these days, and it's games on your phone. So they're like, we'll make them on a bigger screen, and it feels awesome, like you're playing it at home on a console. Oh, my phone's about to die.
No.
Stand by.
We will stand by for a second, and we'll see if he disappears or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15%, so it'd be okay.
At 15%, my phone dies. It just shuts off. It's like, 15% left? No, there's 0% left off.
Sorry, champ.
Look, it's a puppy dog.
I have to move a little bit. There you go. No!
Recording on the road, folks.
It sucks.
Dedication.
Okay.
Dedication for the craft. Look,
I will never leave you.
We have dedication and pizza. There's a pizza on screen right now in the game.
Awesome. I had pizza for breakfast.
I want pizza now.
Yeah, pizza's great.
I wonder if pizza is open today since it's New Year's Day.
Probably
not.
Maybe. Probably not.
Everybody's drunk or hungover. Or
Yeah.
a little of both.
Probably. I mean, you need pizza for hangover food.
Pizza is probably the best hangover food because it comes up so colorful.
And cheese fries. Because cheese and carbs.
I don't remember eating that.
It still tasted okay. About round 3. Gross.
Oh. All right, man. So I'm going to say that probably since there's been no news or very little news or outside of bad news, how about we move on to my favorite segment?
Do it. Do it.
Emails. If you have an email that you want read on the VGBits Bitcast, you can send your emails to bitcast@vgbits.com. bitcast@vgbits.com. We will read them on the air, like we're going to do today. And boy, we have 3 of them. I'm so excited. So, we're going to start things off with Icarus, who flew too high, has sent in another email and said, "Hey guys." Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. 1 second. With the subject line, emails. He goes, "Hey guys, got a double question here for you. What is a game you feel deserved a sequel that didn't get one? And vice versa. What game got a sequel that should have never gotten one?" It's a good question.
That's a good question. I actually don't know if I have an answer for that.
A game that should have got a sequel. There's so many games that constantly have sequels nowadays.
Yeah, and like except I think, man,
I can't really think of
it's a
any.
hard question.
It is. I can't really think of any one-hit wonders. It was that new.
Yeah. It's like if they deserved a sequel, they probably got it.
Typically,
Even
if they didn't.
and ones that didn't deserve one, I don't know. There's just so many. It's I really don't know. I don't know if I can answer that.
I'm going to put some thought into this for a second.
You could say 10-2.
Technically, 10-2 is the sequel.
I know you can say it.
Oh
didn't
no,
deserve
you know
one,
what?
10 didn't deserve one.
Okay, here, yeah, that's the Final Fantasy
Are
X.
you gonna take the easy road out?
I tell you what, I am gonna take the easy road out on games that should have never gotten a sequel. Is Final Fantasy X. 10-2 should have never happened. I would have never thought about that unless you said something. That is your fault, and that is 100% true. That is my answer.
It's such a good game, damn it!
I think
I'm gonna play through the whole thing. I'm gonna make you sit through and watch.
You know what? I would sit through and watch it too if it was for the channel. Just because I would just hate it every minute of it, and it would be fantastic to upload. You know what? Sticking with the Final Fantasy theme, I think Final Fantasy IX should have got a sequel. There should have been a follow-up to Final Fantasy IX.
Didn't they close it out pretty well though? Like I barely remember the end of it.
They did. Yeah, I mean your black mage stopped moving and he got buried at the end of the game.
Oh, now I'm fucking sad.
Yeah,
I just remember that. It was like a wave of sadness in me. I was like, Vivi, no.
It really, really, truly was so emotional in that game at the end.
Yeah.
Just because of but I would love to have seen the story continue. If they would have not, killed off the Black Mage, because Vivi was my favorite character in that game.
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't care shit about Zidane. You flush his ass down the toilet. I wanted to be Vivi the entire game. I was like, that Black Mage was the shit, man.
Yeah. I think 10-2 or not 10-2, 9 would have been good for sequel. But I'm afraid that they would have done, they would have made it drastically different, they did with 10-2, and everyone would be like, "This is terrible." Even if it was good, everyone would have hated it because it's not 9.
They could have made Final Fantasy IX sequel in place of 10 and upgraded the graphics. And then we would have never had Final Fantasy X or 10-2.
10-2 was better than 10.
No. 10 had the cringe laugh, but, it was still a good game.
I read that his laugh was intentionally supposed to be stupid.
Yes, it
came off as just a shitty laugh.
Yeah. he put out videos. Michael had shown me this. He put out videos where he was like, the laugh was intentional. That's how it was supposed to be. And I'm like, whoever wrote that into the game, I hope they got fired.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Well, the delivery was bad too because the animation made it look like it was a legitimate laugh, while the laugh sounded like a sarcastic laugh. So you're getting this weird mixed signal. So everyone's like, was that intentional or was it just a shitty laugh?
Shitty laugh.
It was a shitty laugh. It was both.
It was both. It was all in the same way. Let's see, what other game? Because really, that's mine. I wanted more Final Fantasy IX, and I didn't get more Final Fantasy IX, and I got more Final Fantasy X, and I really didn't want more Final Fantasy X, even though I own the stupid ass game on PlayStation 4. I didn't want more.
What? Hold on a minute. Why do you own it on PlayStation 4?
Because it came with Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
It was a bundled game they bundled together. So when I bought Final Fantasy X on PlayStation 4, because I wanted to play Final Fantasy X again, it came with it. And there's no way to get rid of Final Fantasy X-2. It's not like I could set it on fire. It's all on the same disc. Otherwise, I would have thrown it away. That's a lie. The collector in me would have never thrown that away. But I'd been very disappointed. Like, I own this. Oh, you know what? Final Fantasy Tactics would have also been a good game to have a follow-up to.
Yeah. I never played that one.
Final Fantasy Tactics was great. I mean, they had Final Fantasy Tactics Advance come out on the Game Boy SP, but it wasn't really a follow-up to it. It was almost like its own separate story, but in the same way that they ran the first one. But the story in Final Fantasy Tactics was really good.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I've never had the opportunity to pick it up. If it comes to the Switch, I might pick it up.
They've got a whole lot of Final Fantasy games on Steam right now.
Oh, do they?
Yep. I had looked at some final. It looks like some of the remakes that came to the DS, they've ported over onto Steam. So I've thought about buying some of those.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, this looks good. Let's see if I can think of any other game that might assist you. Games that shouldn't have deserved a sequel.
My thing is, like, I really enjoy, like, most games. Like, it's very hard for me to not like a game. And so, like, you know, even movies, like, I'll go and watch a movie and they'll be like, that was a shit movie. And I'm like, it was okay. I enjoyed it. So, like, it's hard for me to say that game was terrible. And, you know, it shouldn't have been a sequel. So I don't have an answer. Or I can't think of one that deserved a sequel. Because they usually all have one. Just oh, damn.
Dun, dun, dun.
My phone is putting off so much heat right now.
Always 10 minutes too late.
I've stopped it the last 2 times. Oh, lock. Do it. It does not like running a camera for that long.
The viewers are going to love this. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're horizontal now again.
Okay.
We'll figure out a good way for you to be remote if this ever has to happen again.
Well, I mean, I have 2 laptops. I could probably use one of those.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
But getting internet is difficult. I can't see you at all.
You can't see me?
No, it's just loading. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. What about Mario 64?
I mean, technically, didn't it get? I mean, no Mario games really got a sequel besides the platformer ones, right?
Well, they get rehashed into a whole new engine. So Super Mario Sunshine or Mario Galaxy. Well, I lie. Mario Galaxy got a sequel.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Mario
that's right.
Galaxy 2. So you could say Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine, which I would probably. Well, you can't really save an island again on Mario Sunshine. It's kind of a one-hit thing.
You can save a new island. Yeah.
This is tough.
It's tough. I want to say...
Man. We're stumped.
Instead of a sequel, how about a prequel?
I guess you could technically go that route.
To Breath of the Wild. I would like to see a prequel to Breath of the Wild. Just, back, when the first calamity happened 100 years ago.
You want to play that?
No, that's, yeah. I mean, I know you would lose in the, it'd be like Rogue One. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Rogue One, everyone dies.
Dropping the spoiler bombs.
But yeah, I mean, you would technically lose because you have to lose. But or maybe you would play as Zelda because I mean, technically Zelda goes in and fights Calamity Ganon for a while. So it would be a Legend of Zelda where you play as Zelda, or I don't know what it would be. I think that would be.
You would play your namesake.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you'd still play Link, but however they do it, I think it would be really cool.
Boy, they would have to make that a very huge and epic journey in that game.
Yeah.
Because of the way they've done the memories and everything of like that, it's got to be just an epic journey to all these different fountains. It would be interesting. I almost kind of wish they would have done that instead of Breath of the Wild first and then say Breath of the Wild for a follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
That's my vote. My vote is a prequel.
A prequel. Okay, we'll go with that.
And, yeah. So you did the game that shouldn't have got a sequel, and I did the game that should have got a sequel.
Well, no, I had a game that should have got a sequel, but
Oh,
it was Final Fantasy IX should have had a sequel.
Oh yeah.
And then
I don't have
the game that should have never gotten one was Final Fantasy X. It was a mistake. Correct your mistakes. Go back in time.
It's a good game. Game of the year, whatever year it came out.
No, not in the slightest. All right.
Oh,
Go ahead.
not shit. Never mind. It's news related. It's gone now. We're done past that.
Do you want to bring it up?
Yeah, because it's kind of cool.
Right.
I can't remember the specifics who the company is, but there's a company that is coming out with 2 games, one for the NES and one for the Super NES.
What?
Yeah. The one for the NES is called Holy Diver, and I think it's a Metroidvania game. And it looks pretty good. And then there's another one where they're teaming up with Sega to come out with R-Type, Super R-Type, and R-Type 3, Third Lightning. That one's coming out for the Super NES, and they're cartridges. They're going to be full cartridges. They'll come with a box art, all kinds of shit come with them, and I think that's going to be really cool.
Neat.
Yeah. I can't remember who the company is though, but they make the Arcade Archives games. I think for PS4 and Xbox and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I had the article saved, but it's on my phone. Just right there.
Lol. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, because I want to do some more research for Icarus's question here.
Okay.
I want to bring this question back up in next week's podcast as well.
Okay.
Just because I think when we think about it a lot more, I think we could probably come up with some really good ones. But I do believe in the Final Fantasy choices, but Final Fantasy is, it's not like Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
And you like Final Fantasy
I think
10 too.
Yeah, for some reason I do love that game. Maybe it's because I secretly love pop music. That game's all about it.
All right. Ready to move on to our second email?
I'm ready.
In the subject line, it's email time.
Yay.
Hey guys, Carbine again. Do you guys think games today are worth the full $60? Seeing how most developers today aren't really releasing fully finished games, then come out with multiple DLCs and patches to fix or improve the game, which should have been in the game from the start, I agree. Perfect example, both Star Wars Battlefront games by EA. The first one was okay-ish in the beginning, but then they added all those DLC to it, and people were saying all should have been included at the release, the characters mainly. Then, when the second one releases, they went through the whole loot box ordeal, and I read somewhere that I lost my trip. EA had made a comment that they say gamers are being undercharged for games today and think we should be paying more. Another example is Ghost Recon Wildlands. I got this game for free and it was a good game, but after playing it for a while, a friend kept asking me if I thought it was worth the $30 on sale, and I told him not really. I said maybe $25. I said that only because the game is very repetitive and lacks competition. So to me, it's not worth $30, let alone $60 at release. Sorry for the long email. If you don't read the whole thing, I understand. We read the whole thing. And he goes, P.S. It's pronounced GIF, not GIF. No. No. It is GIF. The guy who made...
It's peanut butter. Listen.
The guy who made it. The guy who invented the extension file. The man who made it what it is calls it GIF.
Look,
Hey.
just because he has a speech impediment doesn't mean we all should.
The man does not have a speech impediment. If Bill Gates says he invented the internet, does he invent the internet?
He didn't invent the internet, though.
There you go. Anyway, I don't know what my point was in that. I'm just mad. But you're wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. But now we will address your question. All right, TJ, first in the section, do you think games are worth $60 today?
Some of them, yes. And I believe that we are being undercharged for a lot of games because if you go back, games are cheaper now than they've ever been. Uh, back when I played Nintendo 64, games like $75 a piece.
And
There were a
SNES as
lot.
well.
Yeah, the games were not cheap back then, and if you account for inflation, they're even cheaper now than they were then. But I think some games shouldn't be $60. I think they should be cheaper if you're going to come out with a ton of DLC. Um, at the same time, some games, I feel like they could charge more, and I'd be okay with that. But that's my feeling on it. Is yes and no.
I would say the $60 on games, if they're going to be, if you're going to put out a game and say this is the complete game and it's $60, that's fine. I'm okay with a $60 price level and then your add-on DLC being separate. Now I know in the past we've always said we hated DLC, and as long as it's not affecting the story of the game, I'm okay. I don't really think they have to go up in pricing in games if they're going to continue with the model of here's some extra stuff that you can do in the game in DLC. I guess I'm okay with the idea of DLC supplementing the loss for income on the game itself. But if you're going to put a game out that's just solid and no DLC or anything like that, then yeah, I guess technically you do have a right to charge more or less, as long as you put out the entire game. One thing I would like to see personally is the game be done. Don't put out 18 gigabyte patch fixes. That's the worst thing in the world.
My thing is, if your game is going to rely on loot boxes to make money, just charge me more for the damn game.
That's true.
$75. I'll pay $75. I mean, if you spread that out over, say you sell 1 million copies, that's a nice chunk of change. If you want to have you want to sell cosmetic items, fucking sell cosmetic items. But don't do like EA. Don't charge me full price and then charge me for loot boxes and shit.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's so tough. In all reality, we are being undercharged for games, but I don't want to see the price of games go up because they're the most affordable that they've ever been, and people these days usually can come about money a little bit more. I mean, I'm not saying everybody can, but what I enjoy the fact is that there's a lot of smaller studios now putting out games at lower prices. You see stuff at the $15 entry, the $30 entry, the $20 entry. And those games are the ones that I'm most excited about because I feel like even though it's maybe 4 or 5 hour game, I get more out of that game than I would a lot of times with the AAA $60 game.
Yeah. Like man, yeah. Like a lot of games are really good. Like small indie studios like Humble Hearts. Like I've loved their 2 games, Dust, Legion Tale, and Never Stop Stinking. They're really fun. I think Never Stop Stinking is like $20, and it's definitely worth it. Small, just small stuff coming out like SteamWorld, great games. Dig 2, and I think the SteamWorld Heist is also part of their umbrella of games. But yeah, the small games seem to be. You seem to like you get more out of them because like if you look at The Witcher 3, it's a big ass game for $60. And it feels like it takes forever, and you kind of want to just like get through the story and experience the story. And it's just that long, drawn out process. Whereas, I don't know, a game that takes 6 hours, you can beat it over the weekend and you feel great. You feel like you got your $20-$30 out of it.
Man,
yeah.
I agree.
I feel like it's both for me. Like I feel like we're being undercharged and we're often overpaying at the same time.
Yeah, truth be told, I'd like just to go back to the days of cartridges where the game was done on a cartridge and
Yeah.
there's nothing to download anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just me showing my age, but
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of having to download everything or say, oh, you want to buy a Mario hat for your sneaky, stealthy character so it'll be funny? It's $1.99.
Yeah. It's actually funny you say that. One of the older guys at work, I don't know, he's like 50 or 60. He bought a PS4 because he don't have anything else to do at home, and he's like, I bought Call of Duty and I can't even play it because I have to download an update to even play the game. I was like, yeah, man, that sucks. I'm sorry.
It's
Like,
stop.
yeah, it's
Stop with the updates.
yeah.
Put out a finished game.
But some of it's not even that the game isn't finished, or it's like the console needs to update. So like he can't even play the game because his console is out of date because it's, you know, he doesn't have internet, so he just bought the console and a newer game. It's just like, no, I can't run on that version of whatever PS4 is running on.
You got to take the PS4 to the library and update it.
It's up to him. I was like, just bring it here and I'll take it home over the weekend and update it for you.
It's sad because, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it was back in the day. You just shove a cartridge in and go.
Yeah. Back when you opened up the Nintendo 64 on Christmas and you just plug it in and play.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had a good time. Now you buy a Switch and you plug it in. It's like, I have to spend 2 hours downloading. Unless you got a shit connection, then you can play tomorrow.
Yeah. Always update your consoles for your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Life pro tip. Okay, so we're kind of, there's both. It's not a hard line to either take a stance against or for. There's certain situations. I honestly, and I've said this before on a number of times, and maybe with the podcast it was where we lost out on it. I would much rather see less massive AAA titles and a lot more smaller indie style titles, kind of like, you know, Night in the Woods. The game was, I think it was $14, $15, and it's really good, and you get your money's worth, and you can still play it again. So that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was with you and against you at the same point. Like, I feel like we need these big companies because like these small games are fun to play, but sometimes you just want to sit down and just have like this big epic world like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild or Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead. You know, it's just sometimes I just want to have a big story that's got just a huge studio and a ton of people behind it.
Well, those aren't bad. I'm just saying we don't need those all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Switch store right now, it's a ton of games that look like they belong in the $5 bin on Steam. So I think those indie studios they're making their way.
As long as they don't saturate the market with crap, everything will be all right.
Dude, there's a game. I almost bought it just to see what it was. It's called Mom Hid My Game.
I saw that.
I was like, who made this? Do I want to play this? I should buy this just to play it. But I couldn't bring myself to spend $5 on that. It looks so dumb. I'm sorry, developer, if you're watching this. It looks so dumb.
All right, so there you have it. We are a little bit on both sides of the fence. Maybe you should be charging us more. Maybe you shouldn't be charging us more. I think there's a little bit more depth to that situation than just being straight up saying $60 is your cutoff line. So, next question.
Bring it on.
Okay. Addition to last email is the subject line. Carbine again. Says, I just want to add one thing to my last email. Doom. Doom was an amazing game that I played just campaign in, and I found the game to be worth $60 I paid for. A game that was hella fun. Pun intended. And you can tell they took their time with the game right before it launched. So I agree 100%. If studios would stop with the accelerated timelines and back it out a little bit and put some love and care into their games, you will get a lot more masterpieces like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Skyrim.
I would say Skyrim is a masterpiece.
Okay, well,
it's got a lot of issues.
Yeah, but also look at how many. Look at how long Skyrim. Okay, Skyrim was a lot better than Fallout 4 when it comes to technical issues.
A lot better than what you cut out.
Fallout 4.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna anchor my point against that. If they don't rush stuff gets better. Pretty much, just the way it is. You got more time to polish it. Now, granted, that's not always the case. You polish a turd, it's still a turd. I'm looking at you, Duke Nukem.
Listen here. Duke Nukem was a masterpiece.
10
Now
years.
Here, no.
10 years.
It wasn't 10 years in development. It was 10 years in limbo.
Nonetheless, 10 years, and it was a pity putting it out. It's like, here, let's just hurry up and put it out there and end the internet meme.
I didn't play it just because I don't want to take off my rose-colored glasses about Duke Nukem, because it's got a special place in my heart. Duke Nukem 3D was amazing. I don't want to ruin that, so I didn't play it.
It was a good choice. It was a bad game.
Duke Nukem's always amazing in my eyes.
The old ones, yes.
Well, the new one is too, because I never played it. I didn't watch videos on it.
I'm poking a hand, a dismembered hand in the game right now. I am poking, by the way, with a stick. I'm turning it. Ooh, scary.
Yeah, I definitely feel if studios would take the time to finish their games and really, go through playtesting. Like, Bethesda's always had a ton of issues with their games. Like, I mean, it's to the point where it's just like, yeah, that's just Bethesda. We accept those issues because that's in Skyrim, that's in Fallout, that's in all their games. And like with Mass Effect Andromeda, that launch shouldn't have happened. Could have been a really great game, but it was bad. But spend more time on your games. Finish them.
Yep.
And we'll happily pay $60 for them.
Or more. As long as it's not tacked on DLC. I guess if you would say, okay, here's this game is $75. Okay? You get all of the game. Better yet, would you have paid $75 for Breath of the Wild if it came with all the DLC?
I mean, technically, wouldn't you if you bought the season pass?
Actually, you would pay a little bit more. But what I'm saying is, let's not say that a season passes existed. Let's just say the launch of the game was $75. You didn't have an option for a $60 entry. But they said, hey, you know what? We're going to put out 2 more DLCs into this game. Do you think you'd still paid $75, or be disgruntledly paying $75?
I would have been a little disgruntled about it, but I think the thing is, the first company that does the first price hike is going to get a ton of shit, and they'd better put out the best game they've ever made.
True.
Because I probably would have. Not given an option, I definitely probably would have. I'd have been like, this is too much money. This shit better be worth it.
True. I would probably have, personally, I would have dropped the money in a heartbeat because it was a new Breath of the Wild for console and Switch. And so that's kind of the way I am. I'm just like, I want this and I want this now. Here's money. Take all my money, throw the money at the camera and just be like, give. And then a lot of times it pays off and I get I'm excited and I enjoy it, and a lot of times I have wasted my money.
Yeah, if you'd have picked any other series, well, maybe any lesser known series, I'd probably say no. But with it being Legend of Zelda, I probably would. Yeah.
Well, that's why I picked Legend of Zelda, because I want to make it hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah, for Legend of Zelda, even though I haven't bought the DLC yet. That's just because I haven't beat the game.
Shame on
you. Yeah. Look, man, Never Stop Sneaking came around. It snuck into my heart.
It stabbed Breath of the Wild in it and killed it.
It did. It snuck up outside of its field of vision.
Right, so there you have it. Pardon me. That is the emails for this week. Once again, if you want to have your email read on the podcast, you can send your emails to bitcast@vgbits.com. That's bitcast@vgbits.com. We will read them. We like reading them. We like you giving us things to talk about because it's fun and entertaining, and that's a dog.
It's a dog.
That is Biscuit.
Biscuit.
Is bite size.
Relate with you, brother.
This is a bite-sized animal. So that's it for this. That is it for this week.
Sorry.
So it's all right. I was going to say, that is it for this week's podcast. This has been episode 14 of the new year of 2018. Let us all hope 2018 is a good year for video games, just like 2017. Although we are in trouble because Nintendo does not have Odyssey or Breath of the Wild coming out this year. So,
yeah, hopefully they got something.
Well, we do have Red Dead Redemption this year.
That's true. That's coming out.
So I expect to see all the Red Dead Redemption soon enough.
Yay.
So thanks again. TJ, thanks for remoting in, even though it's burning your phone's battery to death right now.
That's okay. It's cold enough outside. You know, the air temperature is very low, so it's okay.
And I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and watching the podcast. So we will see you next week on the VGBits Bitcast. Bye.
Bye.